The Los Angeles Lakers find themselves in an intriguing situation this offseason, as the team looks to solidify its roster for another run at the championship. While the Lakers are stacked offensively, their defense has left much to be desired. And this is a glaring issue that could come back to haunt them. One of the primary concerns is their starting small forward position. Offensively, the Lakers have no shortage of firepower with LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and others, but defensively there are real concerns about whether the team can hold up over the course of a season, especially against the high-caliber wings in the league. The Lakers, as currently constructed, don't quite have the defensive solution at the small forward spot that could help them go all the way. Enter Rui Hachimura, who has been a solid addition to the Lakers since coming over in a trade. However, the issue with Rui is that he's more of a for playing out of position at the 3. He has shown some flashes on defense and has certainly given it his all, but he simply isn't the perfect fit at the small forward position for the Lakers' needs. Rui is strong, no doubt about it, but he's not the type of perimeter defender the Lakers need to compete with the elite teams in the league, particularly those with dynamic wing players. The Lakers are searching for someone who can lock down opposing wings, defend in multiple positions, and still contribute offensively. In other words, they need a legitimate three player. Now, if the Lakers could acquire someone with the defensive abilities of a top-tier wing defender who also has the size to guard multiple positions and the ability to score, that would be the ideal fit. And that's where someone like Andrew Wiggins comes into play. Wiggins has the physical attributes that would make him a perfect fit in the Lakers system. He's a big, strong wing who can defend at a high level, and he's proven that he can knock down the three-pointer. In fact, Wiggins is one of the few players in the league who can defend positions 1 through 4, and he's done so effectively for the Golden State Warriors. His ability to defend multiple positions is exactly what the Lakers need to round out their lineup and take the next step toward another championship. But while Wiggins might seem like the perfect solution on paper, there's a major roadblock standing in the way of a trade happening. Miami, the Heat, according to reports, are demanding quite a hefty price to facilitate a trade for Andrew Wiggins. They reportedly want Rui Hachimura, Dalton Knecht, and the Lakers' first-round pick, which is a bit too steep for someone like Wiggins. Now, I'm not opposed to the idea of overpaying if it makes sense in the grand scheme of things, but I don't think it makes sense here. Take the trade for Mark Williams, for example. A lot of people thought the Lakers overpaid in that trade, and while it may have seemed like a stretch at the time, it made perfect sense. The Lakers were desperate for a true center, and Mark Williams could be the franchise big man they've been searching for. It was a risk, but it was a calculated one, and it made sense because it addressed a glaring need. In the case of Andrew Wiggins, though, it just doesn't add up. Sure, Wiggins would be a great addition to the team, but paying such a high price for him would not be the best use of the Lakers' resources. So what other options are out there? One player who makes a lot of sense for the Lakers is Miles Bridges of the Charlotte Hornets. The Hornets are in the process of developing their young core, and at some point, they're going to need to free up space on the roster. While the timing of such a move isn't urgent, Bridges could be a player that the Lakers should look into. The Lakers would be wise to pick up the phone and inquire about him, because Bridges checks off almost every box that the team needs. He is a better defender than Rui Hachimura, and he has shown the ability to score 20 points per game while also contributing defensively. Even though he played for one of the worst teams in the league in Charlotte, Bridges still managed to put up solid defensive numbers. He was one of the bright spots on a team that struggled mightily on that end of the floor, which speaks volumes about his defensive potential. Bridges has the size, athleticism, and versatility to defend multiple positions, and he can also provide scoring and shooting, which is exactly what the Lakers need. But the big question here is whether the Hornets would be willing to part with Bridges, and if so, what would the Lakers have to give up to acquire him? The answer to that question isn't entirely clear yet, but it's a possibility worth exploring. Bridges is still only 27 years old, and he has a ton of upside. If the Lakers could acquire him, it would give them a legitimate three player who could slot into their starting lineup right away. Bridges would be a great fit alongside LeBron James and Anthony Davis, as he would provide that perimeter defense the Lakers have been missing. The best part, Bridges is on an expiring contract, which gives the Lakers the flexibility they need heading into 2027. If the Lakers can make a move for him, they would not only be improving their team for the present, but also ensuring that they have a valuable asset for the future. Now, when comparing Bridges to someone like Wiggins, it's clear that Bridges has the edge in terms of future potential, while Wiggins has the experience of winning a championship with the Golden State Warriors. Bridges is a younger, more versatile player who could fit seamlessly into the Lakers' long-term plans. The Lakers already have a championship window with LeBron James, but if they want to build something sustainable, adding someone like Bridges could help them achieve that. Bridges is a player who can step into a significant role immediately, and while he may not have the same championship pedigree as Wiggins, he has the potential to contribute in a variety of ways. When it comes to the financial aspect of things, Miles Bridges is making $25 million this year, which is slightly less than Wiggins' contract. That means the Lakers would still need to send out some of their current assets, including Rui Hachimura, Dalton Knecht, and possibly Gabe Vincent to make the deal work. However, the key difference here is that by acquiring Bridges, the Lakers would free up to roster spots and clear off more money than they would with Wiggins. That extra cap flexibility could allow the Lakers to make other moves down the line, such as pursuing a player like Bradley Beal or even trying to land a player like Nikola Vucevic if he ends up getting bought out. In terms of Bridges' production, he has been a consistent performer for the Hornets. Last year, he played 64 games, starting all of them, and averaged 20.3 points per game. He shot 43.1% from the field and had a 31% shooting percentage from three, which is not great, but is still respectable. However, he has had seasons where he shot 40% from three, and with the right system around him, it's very possible that he could improve that number. In terms of shooting, he's definitely shown the ability to knock down shots, and playing alongside LeBron James would certainly elevate his game. Bridges is also a strong rebounder and defender, grabbing 7.5 rebounds per game and contributing defensively with a steal and a block per game. Looking at his numbers from previous seasons, it's clear that Bridges is a highly productive player. In the $20 million to $112,022 season, he played 69 games and averaged 21 points per game, with a 46.2% shooting percentage from the field and a 35% shooting percentage from three. These are numbers that would fit in perfectly with what the Lakers need. Bridges has the scoring ability, the size, and the defensive versatility to be a key contributor for the Lakers. The best part is that unlike Wiggins, Bridges is still young and has the potential to grow even further. In conclusion, if the Lakers can find a way to acquire Miles Bridges, they would be adding a player who checks almost every box for their roster. He has the size, the defensive ability, and the scoring touch to be a major contributor for the team. And with the Lakers looking to preserve cap space for 2027, Bridges' contract situation makes him a perfect fit for their long-term plans. While it might take a bit of maneuvering to make the deal work, the Lakers should definitely explore the possibility of acquiring Bridges. With his skill set and his potential to grow even further, he could be the piece that helps the Lakers make another championship run. As mentioned earlier, Miles Bridges is a fantastic option, but securing him won't come easily. Charlotte, like many teams, has its own internal goals and considerations, and trading Bridges could come with some complications. However, the Lakers have the assets and the flexibility to make a strong pitch, even if it means some tough decisions down the line. Let's take a closer look at why Miles Bridges would be such a great fit for the Lakers and why they should be aggressive in their pursuit of him. First, it's important to understand the context in which the Lakers are operating. LeBron James is not getting any younger, and the Lakers' championship window remains open, but it won't be forever. The time to win another title is now, and every move the Lakers make should be focused on maximizing their current roster's potential while also planning for the future. With Anthony Davis, LeBron, and the rest of the supporting cast, the Lakers have a team capable of competing at the highest level. However, to take that next step, they need to address some key areas, including their defense on the wing, a position where they have struggled in the past. That's where a player like Bridges becomes invaluable. As a 6'6" to 125 pounds forward, Bridges provides the ideal combination of size, skill, and athleticism that would allow him to defend multiple positions while also contributing offensively. He's not only capable of guarding wing players, but he's also strong enough to battle against bigger forwards and agile enough to guard smaller, quicker players on the perimeter. The Lakers have long struggled with having a reliable wing defender who can stay in front of the league's best players, and Bridges would immediately fill that gap. Beyond his defense, Bridges offers another dimension with his ability to score. His 20.3 points per game last season were not just a product of volume shooting. They also demonstrated his ability to be efficient and effective. While he had a down year from three-point range shooting, just 31%, he's shown in the past that he's capable of knocking down shots from deep, and in a system like the Lakers, playing alongside LeBron James, his shooting would improve. LeBron has a way of elevating the game of those around him, particularly when it comes to creating open looks for players on the perimeter. And Bridges could take full advantage of that. In fact, Bridges' three-point shooting has been as high as 40% in a previous season, and if he can regain that form, he'd be an even more lethal weapon for the Lakers. Another key factor that makes Bridges a great option is his rebounding. The Lakers have had some issues with their rebounding over the years, especially when it comes to securing boards from the wing positions. Bridges has averaged over 7 rebounds per game in each of the past 2 seasons, and his size and athleticism make him an excellent presence on the boards. In addition, he's an underrated playmaker. While not a traditional point forward, Bridges can facilitate the offense when needed, as evidenced by his 4 assists per game last season. His ability to contribute in multiple facets of the game makes him a perfect fit for a Lakers team that values versatility. The biggest advantage, however, is his age. Bridges is still just 27 years old, meaning he's entering the prime of his career. This gives him both immediate value and long-term potential for the Lakers. LeBron James will eventually retire, and Anthony Davis' career, while still very much in its prime, has already had its fair share of injury concerns. By adding a young player like Bridges, the Lakers are not only improving their title chances now, but also building for the future. They could have Bridges as a foundational piece for the post-LeBron era, allowing the Lakers to remain competitive for years to come. It's rare to find a player with both immediate impact and long-term potential, but that's exactly what Bridges offers. Of course, any potential trade for Miles Bridges will come with its challenges. Charlotte has a clear interest in developing its young core, and trading Bridges would mean losing a player who is a key part of their current rotation. But the Hornets are also a team that has made it clear they are open to making moves, especially if it benefits their long-term plans. Bridges has 1 year left on his contract, and while he's been a solid player for the Hornets, they may decide to move him in order to free up space for their younger players like LaMelo Ball and the rest of their up-and-coming talent. This is where the Lakers can swoop in and capitalize on Charlotte's situation, offering them a package that helps them in their rebuilding efforts. The Lakers have a few assets that could be appealing to Charlotte. Rui Hachimura, for example, is a solid player who has been a valuable contributor for the Lakers, but he may not be a long-term fit for their needs. He's a good player, but the Lakers could potentially flip him to Charlotte in exchange for Bridges, along with a first-round pick or another asset. Additionally, Dalton Connect, who has shown promise but is still developing, could be an attractive option for Charlotte as they look to build their future. The combination of Hachimura, Connect, and a first-round pick might be enough to entice Charlotte to move off of Bridges, especially if they feel like they could get something valuable in return. But there's another way the Lakers could approach this deal. If Charlotte isn't interested in that particular package, the Lakers could try to find a third team to facilitate the trade. A 3-team deal could allow the Lakers to send some of their assets to other teams in exchange for players or picks that Charlotte would value more. This is where the creativity of the front office comes into play. If the Lakers can get a little creative with their trade negotiations, they may be able to pull off a deal that benefits everyone involved. While there are plenty of variables at play, one thing is clear. If the Lakers can acquire Miles Bridges, they will be adding a player who checks off almost every box they need. He's young, talented, versatile, and most importantly, he would immediately improve their defense on the wing. With the Lakers' championship window wide open, they can't afford to sit back and wait. They need to make moves that will put them in the best position to win now, while also planning for the future. Miles Bridges offers the perfect balance of both. His scoring ability, defensive prowess, and size make him an ideal fit for what the Lakers need. Additionally, his contract situation and age make him an appealing long-term asset, and he could be a key part of the Lakers' future once LeBron's time in Los Angeles comes to an end. The next few months will be critical for the Lakers as they look to make the right moves to maximize their chances of winning a championship. If they can pull off a deal for Miles Bridges, they will have added a player who can help them not only in the short term, but also as a cornerstone piece for the future. The front office needs to be aggressive and stay proactive in exploring all possible avenues to improve the team. Acquiring Bridges could be the key to putting the Lakers back at the top of the NBA. The only question now is whether or not the Lakers can make it happen. But one thing is certain: if they do, they'll be getting a player who checks all the boxes and could be the final piece of the puzzle they've been looking for. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on, whispers around the NBA circles are growing louder, and the Los Angeles Lakers might be on the verge of making a truly savvy move. The buzz. Rob Pelinka, the Lakers general manager known for some bold and sometimes controversial decisions, could be pulling off a masterstroke by targeting none other than Klay Thompson, the legendary 3A NDD defender from the Golden State Warriors. Imagine the impact if Thompson, one of the league's most elite shooters and perimeter defenders, were to don the purple and gold. The Lakers, who have been searching for that perfect blend of defense and shooting to complement their stars, could see their lineup transform dramatically. Pelinka's possible move to bring in Thompson would not only reinforce the Lakers' perimeter defense, but also add one of the purest shooters in the NBA's history, a lethal weapon beyond the arc that teams must respect. Klay's reputation as a 3A NDD player, someone who can lock down the opponent's best perimeter scorer while knocking down timely three-pointers, fits perfectly with what the Lakers have lacked in recent seasons. His ability to space the floor would create more room for LeBron James and Anthony Davis to operate inside, potentially opening up a more balanced and versatile offensive attack. And defensively, Thompson's tenacity and discipline would shore up a Lakers squad that sometimes struggles to contain opposing wings. This rumored acquisition isn't just about skills on the court. It speaks volumes about Pelinka's strategic mindset. After some high-profile gambles, landing a player like Thompson, known for his professionalism and championship pedigree, could signal a shift toward a more calculated and balanced roster construction. The Lakers could be aiming to blend veteran savvy with defensive grit, while adding lethal shooting to complement their stars. Of course, there are questions swirling around this potential move. How would Thompson's health factor in, considering his history of injuries? Would his contract demands align with the Lakers' salary cap flexibility? And would the Warriors be willing to part ways with one of their cornerstone players? Despite these uncertainties, the rumor mill insists that talks and scouting are in motion, and Pelinka is known for making the unexpected happen. If this deal goes through, the Lakers' title chances would spike instantly. The team would gain a defensive stopper who can change the complexion of games and an elite shooter who can take pressure off LeBron and Davis. Fans might finally see the Lakers blending star power with the gritty championship-winning culture Thompson embodies. As the offseason unfolds, keep an ear to the ground. The possibility of Klay Thompson joining the Lakers might just be the quiet genius move that catapults them back to the top of the NBA hierarchy. Pelinka's rumored pursuit of Thompson could be the next big shakeup in the league, and if it happens, the basketball world will be watching closely. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news, subscribe to our channel, and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.